Restoring the Father's name Yahweh. Restoring the Messiah's name Yahshua. Re-establishing Torah covenant. Preparing the bride. The revealing of the sons of Elohim. Prophecy. The return of Melchizedek, the royal priesthood. Elijah's school of the prophets. The Way Ministries. A return to the Philadelphian spirit.
Revelation 17. Then one of the seven angels who had the seven bowls, a broad shallow cup, came and talked with me, saying to me, Come, I will show you the judgment, a crime of damnation against the law, of the great harlot, a female idolater, who sits as an immovable on many waters, with whom the kings of ruling royalty of the earth committed fornication, acting as a harlot from idolatry which is unlawful lust, and the inhabitants of the earth were made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, a lonesome, desolate, and solitary place. And I saw a woman that is a wife, sitting on a scarlet beast, dangerous and venomous, which was full of swelling outward of names of blasphemy, evil speaking, having 7 heads that seized and took hold of power, and 10 horns as the hairs on the head in a figurative sense. Then the woman that is a wife was arrayed in purple, that is a red-blue color, and scarlet, and adorned as ornamentation with gold and precious stones and pearls, having in her hand a golden cup of fate, full of abominations that are detestable acts of idolatry, and the filthiness of impure demonic lewd acts of her fornication, acting as a harlot from adulterous idolatry, from unlawful lust. And I saw on her forehead a name that derives pleasure of notoriety, was written, Mystery of Silence, imposed by initiation into religious rites, Babylon, tyrannical, oppressive, dictatorial, autocratic, authoritarian, and full of bitterness of wormwood, the great, fearful, the mother of harlots, that is a female idolater, and the abominations that are detestable acts of idolatry of the earth. I saw the woman, a wife, drunk as intoxicated with the blood of the saints that are sacred and ceremonially consecrated, and with the blood of the martyrs who are judicial witness of Yahshua. And then when I saw her, I marveled with a strange admiration, with great amazement. But the angel said to me, Why did you marvel? I will tell you the mystery of silence imposed by initiation into religious rites of the woman, a wife of the beast, dangerous and venomous, that carries by declaring and sustaining her, which has the 7 heads, that seized and took hold of power, and the 10 horns as the hairs on the head in a figurative sense. The beast that you saw was as to be in charge, and is remaining not any longer, and will ascend out of the bottomless pit, a depthless underworld, and go into perdition, physical, spiritual, and eternal destruction. And those who dwell on the earth will marvel, whose names are not written in the book that is a scroll of life from the foundation or conception of the world, when they see the beast that was and is to be in charge, and is remaining not any longer, and yet is present. Here, in this spot or place, is the mind with intellect from a divine source, which has wisdom of the highest spiritual order. The 7 heads that seized and took hold of power are 7 mountains, rising itself up from above the plain, on which and wherever the woman and wife sits and resides. There are also 7 kings, of ruling royalty. 5 have fallen, 1 is in existence, and the other has not yet come, and when he comes, he must continue a short time. The beast that was as to be in charge and is not any longer is himself also the 8th and is of the 7, and is going to perdition, of physical, spiritual, and eternal destruction. Then the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings of ruling royalty, who have received no kingdom of royalty as yet, but they receive authority and privilege of superhuman delegated influence for 1 hour in an instant as kings of ruling royalty, with the beast dangerous and venomous. These are of one mind in opinion and purpose, and they will give their power and authority of delegated influence to the beast. These will make war with the Lamb, that is a lambkin male, and the Lamb will overcome them, for he is master as the supreme of masters, as lesser supremes and kings of ruling royalty, of kings of lesser ruling royalty, and those who are with him are called by appointed invitation to be a saint, chosen, selected as elected favorite, and faithful and trustworthy. Then he said to me, the waters which you saw, where the harlot, a female idolater, sits and resides, are peoples of their own populaces, multitudes, nations that are non-Jewish, and tongues that were a naturally acquired language. And the 10 horns which you saw on the beast, these will hate, to detest to the point of persecuting the harlot, a female idolater, make her desolate as to lay waste, and naked, eat her flesh as stripped off the skin, and burn completely to the ground all of her with fire. For Yahweh the supreme divinity has put it into their hearts to fulfill the judicial resolve as his purpose, to be of one mind, and to give their kingdom to the beast until the words of Yahweh are fulfilled as a final debt paid was accomplished. And the woman and wife whom you saw is that great fearful city with walls, which reigns of royalty over the kings of lesser ruling royalty of the earth.